God has it out for me, man. You can't tell me he doesn't. I mean, what is this? Right. So let's just throw it back to the old recap, shall we? After having my heart broken in Hanoi by the Iraqis in World Cup qualifiers, which I did a whole vlog on, it's one of my favorite videos to put together, please watch it, thank you. Vietnam then played our bitter rivals, the Dutch East Indies, and lost both times, with the second game being the worst thing Hanoi has seen since... nothing else, because the air quality is so bad there. Those results, though, pretty much put an end to our World Cup 2026 hopes. But on the bright side, we no longer had to worry about that French agent sabotaging us anymore. So Vietnam went back to the drawing boards and decided to go back to what gave them their best spell of success from before. Korean people. Head coach Kim Sang-sik was hired, with his first challenge being the Southeast Asian Cup. And with the help of a naturalized Brazilian striker, Vietnam would go all the way to the final and get their long-awaited revenge versus the Thais to become the kings of Southeast Asia for the third time in their history. By the way, I made a really detailed video about pretty much the whole tournament. It's one of my favorite videos of the year, so go check it out. Going back to the ties for a second though, remember when I made that video about how I accidentally pissed off an entire rabid fan base of Lisa stans? Well, it turns out Blackpink, the group that Lisa is part of, is coming to New York City in July. I've never been to a K-pop concert though, so I don't know what's considered a good deal when buying these tickets. What do I do? How will I be able to do the cold reaction now? Why of course, today's sponsor, SeatGeek. How could I have ever forgotten? With over 28 million downloads, SeatGeek is the #1 rated ticketing app. That's because SeatGeek looks at all tickets across the web and grades them on a scale of 1 to 10 based on how good the deal is. Now, it's so easy for me to get the best view of my beloved Lisa in whatever price range I'm aiming for. There are more than 70,000 events listed on SeatGeek, including concerts, sports, festivals, and more. And as you all know, the Club World Cup just started, and because FIFA doesn't understand the concept of people having jobs, ticket prices for a lot of these games have gone down significantly. With SeatGeek, you can find the best of these bargains to flex on your friends alongside the $1 gazillion you spent on parking. And you know I came through for you guys. You can use code Maqwell10 for 10% off your next set of tickets at SeatGeek. That's 10% off any tickets with promo code Maqwell10. Make sure to click the link in the description to download the app and have the code automatically added to your account so you can use it later. Now, if you don't mind me, I'm gonna go see Lisa next month. Thank you, SeatGeek. Despite the fact that we pretty much beat up a bunch of B and C teams with our A team, there were still some pretty promising things to look forward to. 24-year-old midfielder Nguyen Hai Lam had some impressive performances and was starting to look like our next hope, while head coach Kim Sang-sik brought back a style of play that the team was familiar with, and they clicked pretty quickly. And as much as I do not like this stuff, in fact I am still very much against it, our naturalized striker Nguyen Xuan Son was very lethal in front of goal. So going into the Asian Cup qualifiers, Vietnam could feel pretty confident about their chances of a third straight appearance. The Vietnamese kicked off their campaign destroying Laos like they were Henry Kissinger in the 60s, and then 2 months later was their biggest challenge of the round: Malaysia away. Nevertheless, with our clinical striker Nguyen Xuan Son, this would be light work. But he was out with a long-term injury he suffered back in the Southeast Asian Cup final. Also, this was no longer the same Malaysian meme team that we have seen from the past. After witnessing the country's media and fans fall for fake emails of players like Josh Brownhill saying he was Malaysian, the Federation realized they should probably start making an effort to naturalize players who were actually Malaysian. So with Operation Copy My Neighbors, Malaysia managed to naturalize a couple Spaniards and numerous South Americans, including a goal scorer who placed consistent minutes in Turkey. And once the game kicked off, our proud Golden Warriors were in for a massive reality check. After being outclassed in every aspect in the first half, Vietnam got very unlucky with a deflection, and this goal pretty much dug them into a hole they'd never get out of. 10 minutes later, Vietnam's defenses effortlessly pulled apart, and now it's 2-0 to their opponents. 67 minutes played, Vietnam's defense allowed the same exact fucking pass to go across their goal, and they concede again. Then with the Vits completely demoralized, we're finally put out of our own misery in the 88th minute. Malaysia 4, Vietnam 0. So long, old friend. That's it though. That's our Asian Cup hopes gone. Reduced to atoms. There's no way we can come back from this. Like, at all. But, 99% faith, 1% chance. You got Xuan Son posting this shit. The date of when we play Malaysia next year. Please, bro. This does not help. You're only setting us up to be cooked by the whole fucking region. Last year, I had plans to make a video shitting on the national team. I told multiple people in the country, people outside, whatever, right? I had plans because I really didn't think we'd actually win the AFF Cup. So this next part where I talk about the issues with this fucking national team is extremely long overdue.
Vietnam Oi!
Firstly, the naturalization process is so utterly fucking stupid in this country. Let's give you a prime example, right? Jason Pendant, a French-born player who has a Vietnamese mother. The Vietnamese Football Federation reached out to him in 2019 after he had expressed interest in playing for the national team. It took 6 fucking years for that to actually go through. Because for some stupid fucking reason, we can only naturalize Viets from abroad if they go to the V-League. The fucking Vietnamese league. It's so counterproductive because it's pretty much just a waiting game, and by the time a player's even eligible, they're probably way worse, because why the fuck would anyone downgrade to a shittier league just to play for a team that can't even beat fucking Thailand? Listen, I'm not asking for 10 million new naturalized players like we're Indonesia or Malaysia. But can we just please reform the naturalization process? Because it's practically fucking useless. Also, I swear to God, I've mentioned this before, but there are social media pages that do a better job of scouting out all these Viets abroad than whatever the fuck we have back at home. Oh wait, but no wait, Maxwell, you're wrong on this one. You're wrong on this one because they're not washed V-League players. I forgot. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, Vietnamese football fan. I'll just leave. But naturalization is just a short-term solution at the end of the day. I mean, we should not be focusing on just getting players from abroad like that. Like, to put this into perspective, Italy is doing that right now. And look at where Italy are, right? You just don't want to be stuck in that cycle. The real problem is that the domestic game sucks because this federation doesn't care about literally anything else besides the national team. This country pauses its league for tin pot tournaments, the U23s, the Southeast Asian Games. Hold on, league, I know you're in the middle of whatever you're doing, but we gotta prepare at the expense of everyone else that isn't on the national team for the mighty Laos. Meanwhile, the league has still not been professionalized, pitches look so bad they could be substitutes for farm animals, and facilities are so run down that the shit in Chernobyl probably looks nicer. There doesn't seem to be really any change coming either. I mean, I guess we got a schedule adjustment now. Oh, look at us. We've aligned with the European schedule. Look at how we've made so much progress, you know? We're gonna make World Cup 2030. And with most Viet fans from the last couple gens growing up with much better football, there's no reason for them to care if their own federation doesn't. Don't get me wrong, attendances are still increasing, but nowhere near where they could be if the federation stopped wrapping the flag around their and fucking it in the name of national pride. But because of all this neglect for the domestic game, Viet clubs continue to be unattractive to investors, so club finances are pretty much held up by the thinnest of threads. We literally saw a club in Saigon FC dissolve 2 years ago, and there are still cases of match fixing in the second division because clubs can barely pay their players anything of note. And this is especially an issue with our best homegrown talents because since the pay outside the national team isn't amazing, and these guys aren't good enough to go abroad because the league makes the Thai first division look like the Prem, these players' motivations are much different. They're just trying to make enough money now so they can be well off enough to provide for their family after they retire. And they will go anywhere for the bag. In the case of key player Nguyen Hoàng Duc, he moved to the fucking second division because of a massive commercial bank taking over a club. So this is looking pretty bleak, but not all hope is lost. Kinda. The U16s recently drew with China and beat Japan and Saudi Arabia, which, yes, I'm aware. I'm saying the exact thing that I was against in the other rant video. Also, there's the PVF Academy. They're funded by Vingroup, which I swear to God has their hands in quite literally every single industry there is in the country. But that's good for this academy, since Vingroup can just use its loads of cash to invest in the most modern facilities you can get. PVF is also the first Southeast Asian academy with 3 stars under the AFC Elite Youth Scheme, which I think is the most stars you can get. But the thing is, we can't just repeat history. This has happened before. We've relied on one single academy or whatnot. In the case of the mid-2010s, that was pretty much the Arsenal collaboration with Hoàng Anh Gia Lai. We need more of this. We need way more of this. We need it to be spread out amongst the entire country, in every province ideally. And we also can't forget the importance of coaching education. We need that desperately. I don't want to see another fucking Frenchman ruin my team. But listen, at the end of the day, in order for the Vietnamese national team to ever have any success past we beat China and drew with Japan in 2022, the federation needs to stop ignoring the domestic game. Is that going to happen? Probably not. There's too much corruption and nepotism in the Vietnamese Football Federation that we don't even know of. So, I guess I'll root for Scotland then. But yeah, that was the Vietnamese crash out video. We'll get the World Cup qualifiers video sometime in like the next few days, I think. But of course, a massive shout out to all our members, including Janos Balas, Lugar BB, Aresan, Brazilian Fury, Jeremiah Usu Ajimang, Valera, Django, Anazir Makalongkom, Alex Rod, Slider Kid, Takokafan, Kentra Agacha, Saint Terrence, Sylvia Citrus, Rashford Enthusiast, Cheesebait, Winter Gel, Finn Likes Rugby More, Davox, The Portugizer, Wise Orange, Perlo Protos, Von Fren, Lucian Von Kreuz, Gezeger Special Kivix, A Ghostly Owl, Coney Wolves, Lickstab, Mutanai, Sketchy Card, Apollo, Congo Jazz 1, German Sayu 7th, Thrilling ADT 13, Los Milos, LeJames Braun, Vacinho, Jamie Vardy's 10th Red Bull, Nightwalker, Knapside, Money Cash Hose, Quantavious Pork, Lilia Lover, Stewed Monk, Tyler A. Davis, A Red Devil for Life, Tung 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 Sahur, Red Yellow, Kev C, Dominic Griffin, Kyler Krebs, Mohammed Al Tanib, Nish, Patrick Barley, Rashford God 5, Raspberry Ale, and Unbroken Persona. If you'd like to become a member on the channel, there'll be a link down below and up in the annotations. You can follow my Twitter if you want, follow my Instagram if you like, follow my Twitch. I am currently trying to figure out what I want to stream, but I'm trying to think of what day to do it. Maybe like on the weekend, like a Sunday or something like that. But yeah, until then, I'll see you guys. Also, July's gonna be kind of a little less busy, so I can actually work on the Italy video essay. Vietnam, I want to kill myself.
You are Vietnamese.
No, I'm not. I'm gay. I'm gay.